And Pope Leo is joining hundreds of thousands of young Roman Catholics on the outskirts of Rome for an event held once every 25 years. Hundreds of thousands of young Catholics are gathered in the outskirts of Rome for an open-air celebration. Let me take you to the live pictures from there. It's going to be an evening prayer vigil led by Pope Leo, and we've seen Pope Leo arrive. The Vatican says it's expecting up to 1 million people to attend the gathering. It's in an area that is around 70 football pitches big. It's a key event in the Roman Catholic Church's Jubilee Holy Year. It is held once every quarter of a century. Pilgrims from around the world are taking part there. You can see the huge stage that has been set up, and in the last hour or so we've seen musicians performing and people gathering ahead of this message, this prayer vigil from Pope Leo. Now, most of the young people who are aged between around 18 to 35 that are there are actually camping out overnight. That's because, as well as the evening prayer vigil being led by Pope Leo, there is also a Sunday morning mass with the Pope, and you can see from the pictures now the scale of the number of people that are in that area. As we said, the Vatican expecting around 1 million people to be there. In a message, the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni welcomed those who had travelled to Rome, and we know that there has been extra security brought in, and there are around 4,000 volunteers who are helping to shepherd and look after all of those young people that are at that event on the outskirts of Rome. We will be back there later to hear a little of what the Pope has to say to those gathering of hundreds of thousands of young people. Now, let me take you back to those live pictures that we've been getting in from the outskirts of Rome. You can see there is a giant stage that has been set up there because in the next hour or so, we're expecting Pope Leo to hold a prayer vigil that hundreds of thousands of young Catholics from around the world are attending. This is all part of the Roman Catholic Church's Jubilee Holy Year that is held once every quarter. There you can see some of the excited pilgrims from around the world that are taking part. We understand that there are young people from 146 countries that have headed to that open air site, which is the size of 70 football pitches. And as I said, Pope Leo expected to offer that prayer vigil in the next hour or so.